I'm Jeff Fitzgerald coming from the Agile 2015 conference here in National Harbor, Maryland, and I'm joined by Luke Hohmann, who is the founder of the Every Voice Engaged Foundation and also with Contenio. So Luke, we were talking earlier here about the art of the game and how what you do impacts communities using a game mentality. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so at Contenio, for a number of years, we've been helping businesses solve very complex problems through collaborative play or collaborative gaming. And we found that those techniques that we've been using in business can be applied outside of business. So for example, in business, you might want to prioritize your marketing project portfolio. And those techniques are exactly the same as a city trying to prioritize the services that they're going to offer their citizens.
And so, give me an example, maybe a case study, something that comes to mind where this has really taken off and you've seen just tremendously cool things happen as a result of what you're doing.
Well, probably the best case study we have is 4 years of budgeting games with the city of San Jose, California, where each year we were able to bring hundreds of citizens together, both in person and online, where they could debate and make choices about the budget priorities of the city. And that history has enabled us to understand how the city can evolve, how it can grow, and how it can change to meet the citizens' needs.
Tell me about how this foundation came about. You know, it sounds like it came from Contenio and some great things there.
It didn't necessarily come from Contenio. What happened is, when we were doing the work in our corporate area, we realized that citizens may have been put off by having a corporate entity produce these events. And we thought the best way to help citizens feel comfortable that we were a nonpartisan organization was to create a nonprofit. And that nonprofit is Every Voice Engaged. It's nonpartisan, so we don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican or a Libertarian or a Tea Party. What we want is we want to help engage the citizens in their governance.
And how do you speaking of governance, how do you think that the methodologies of the Agile world and those things can impact government?
Well, of course, there's two broad ways, maybe many more, but the two broad ways are, one is as the government is adopting Agile techniques, they're providing better services to citizens. The other area is what we're doing with Every Voice Engaged, where we're taking the collaboration values and the collaboration frameworks and using that with governments to engage their citizens. So instead of changing it to a vote, we're going to change it to a conversation. Conversations
obviously go a lot farther than talking past each other. Stacey Louie, who we were talking with here a moment ago, was saying that one of the things you really got to do is to be engaged and listen and internalize what's being said here. How has this foundation changed what you're all about?
Well, the biggest change the foundation has changed with us is that we realized that there are techniques in the civil sector that are not well known in the business sector that are very powerful. So if you think about half a circle was taking techniques in business and applying them to certain problems in government, the other half of the circle is taking some of the techniques from the civil sector and applying them in business. And that's what the foundation has given us. By going into the community, we were able to find that there were techniques that community leaders were using that are not being used in business that can help solve business problems. So it's a very exciting time.
Yeah, it sounds like it. How do you know when it's working for a company who adopts this, and what are the challenges when it's not working?
Well, in all cases, a serious game is designed to produce a business result, something that they can take action with. It's working when the result of the game is such that the business can take action, and it's not working when the business ignores the results. That's when things can get a little dicey. And that was, I think, that was the most important game we've ever played with San Jose citizens, was the very first one in 2011. Because once we got the results and we presented them to the city, the question was, would the city act in accordance with the citizens' feedback? And in fact, they did. So when the citizens said in the games that we want to reduce the staffing of the fire truck to save money, the city in fact enacted that policy. If the city had ignored the citizen feedback, we probably wouldn't be where we are now. But the city listened to the citizens, and that's the same in business. If leaders commission a game with their employees or with their customers, but ignore the results, then not good things happen.
So in other words, you can't commission a game or a project wanting a certain end to it. You've got to be open to the answer.
That's right. In fact, the way you phrased that was very brilliant, because a true game does not have a predetermined outcome. It can have a computed set of outcomes, but the specific outcome isn't known until you play it. And so you have to have leaders who are willing to accept that the outcome may not be what they want, but it may be what they need.
Makes sense. Luke, thanks for joining me today here
Thanks,
at Agile
Jeff.
2015. Good work.
Thank you so much.